taking a vacation. The beach is wonderful. Joe, it looks like you're in jail.
You know, everyone's
Hold a little number right here.
And Rich, I feel like we're getting a tour of your house because every one of these meetings, there's a different,
Oh, yes.
you're
Well,
in a
here we
different
are.
place. So
I was thinking the same thing.
Yep. Okay. Well, you can see in the background, they're all, my dad was a medievalist. So, you know, the house is full of manuscript, and, you know, those sort of things.
wow,
So, yeah, kind of cool. Yeah. You know,
super cool.
try to bring a little culture into it the whole time, you know. I'm basically avoiding all the places where the dirty laundry is. So, you know.
Okay, we're live.
Yeah. Oh, very good.
And we're recording.
Okay. So Kasama says she's joining, but we can kick it off without her, she says. So let's do that. In the interest of time, I'll make a motion to open the public session, the special meeting.
Second,
All in favor?
yes.
yes.
Oh, who's second? I didn't hear it.
Susan,
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Susan. Susan, would you lead us in the pledge?
I'd be happy to.
Thanks.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
And to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all.
Okay. Let the record show that all are here with the exception of Kasama, who is expected to join momentarily. We'll note her arrival at the appropriate time. On to agenda item 2A. Rich, if you'd talk us through what we're about to vote on.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate the board getting together at short notice. As we know, information is coming in fast and furious. Put it in perspective, even when our lawyers send out 2 and 3 different guidance documents in a 24-hour period, it shows that just how quickly things are moving. So under the governor's executive order, schools were closed as a result of the quarantine until 4/15/2020. And that we had the obligation for us to ensure that we provide a continuity.
Sorry, I can't fix it.
Oh, you're good. Provide a continuity of education through the provision of educational services, as well as we have to ensure that we have our food service and our child care provisions running right through 4/15. So all of those things are in place. Actually, even previous to his executive order, we had the determination as a board and a district to make sure that child care and the food provisions were running right through what would have formerly been the spring break process. We have sent out a blast and posted it on our website to our community, letting them know that we will be providing educational services and child care and food services right through 4/15/2020. I should note that I think the majority of people are cognizant that we are expecting, another extension of that. We will be open for business. As part of that, on the direction of council, he has directed that we modify our school calendar to reflect the fact that the dates from 4/1 through 4/15 on the calendar should be modified, and specifically what would have been the quote unquote spring break days should be listed on the calendar just as instructional days as well. And so the purpose of that meeting is for us to modify the calendar as such, as well as to pass a resolution that states that that is what we are doing. The governor has also put out provisions to say that districts don't need a waiver from anything from 3/18 on. But if anything was done previous to that, it would entail a waiver process. Please remember the 16th and 17th we were off. However, at that time, one day we were off for the emergency closing of school, a snow day, quote unquote. And then the other day we were off for a conference day, which I had shifted from later in the year to help our our teachers and our students prepare for the online learning that we have begun. So again, the purpose of tonight's meeting is to make the recommended adjustments to the school calendar and pass the associated resolution.
Any questions?
Yeah, I just want to note if there's been any guidance from the state at all in terms of how these days are eventually going to be counted, or what the blueprint is. Has the state provided any overriding guidance around? I know that the calendar is a description of what the days are. Is there an official name from the state, or is there any kind of official, this is what it's going to look like for the year from the state at this point?
So that's a great question, and it's very breezy where you are, by the way. And so we're still we're still working that out. So basically, in essence, what we have right now is two masters, right? We have the governor, and then we have the state education department. And so currently what we are operating on is the governor's closure of schools, which he is able to do. And then in essence, state education department is backlogging what we have to do. So, a big question on everybody's, mind is, okay, since normally it's a 180-day calendar for students that we have to look at, and obviously this goes over that, what happens next? Well, there's a couple different theories out there. Number one, we absolutely believe that, I don't necessarily believe tomorrow, but next week, we will have an indication on whether or not Regents examinations will be canceled, meaning Regents Week would be nullified if that was the case. And the reason they're looking so closely at this is because, New York is a large and very unique institution. And though we are at Pecanico and other schools around us, I think are certainly able to provide a level of continuation of education that is at a level where we absolutely believe our students are continuing to advance. The reality is that is not the case in a large portion of New York. In fact, some estimates believe that as much as 40% of New York does not have virtual access and access to online learning, et cetera. So that's really the big question. Will Regents Week be canceled? Will the Regents exams be canceled? Because at that point, to adjust the calendar, the governor and the state education department could say, okay, those 6 days that we added to, or 5, depending upon a person's calendar, that we added to the instructional year, we will give back through the elimination of Regents Week. At Pecanico, I think that if that comes to bear, that we have some questions and we have some choices to make. I believe, Susan, it was you during our last meeting who stated that if and when we get our kids back in June, we would, and everybody then voiced this, we would really want to try to ensure that we were able to provide closure, and we were able to bring them back into the fold and provide some of those unique experiences that make Pecanico Pecanico. So that would be a question, certainly later on. So Joe, that's a long way of saying still up in the air. We're waiting for our guidance.
Thank you for that. That's important that we all understand that we're all waiting. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Other questions? Okay. Further comments, Rich? Are you feeling good?
No, I feel good. Feel great about our teachers, great about our support staff, great about our community. Very appreciative.
Thanks, Rich. So with that, I'll make a motion to approve agenda item 2A. The amendment to the school calendar.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that was unanimous. Thanks. And so with that, until further notice, our next board meeting is on the 15th of April.
Yep.
Subject to change.
Until further notice.
As is everything. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So if there's no further commentary, questions, I'll make a motion to adjourn the public session.
Thank you all.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Rich, thank you. Thanks for
Thank
gathering
you
us.
all.
Gina, thanks for coordinating. Have a good night, everybody. Stay safe.
You too.
Thank you.
Sure. See ya.
Rich, you want to stay on?